diggity dog. Breaking, diggity dog. Shark. Breaking. Diggity dog. Breaking, diggity dog.
Hello, we're doing the thing. We're back again. This time we're going to be going back to the spherical gravity, but using these gravity plane ideas. But before we go on that, I want to just kind of recap what I did on my own today and yesterday. Just to, like, for the sake of archiving it all, I guess. I don't think this has actually even been on the stream since I've added all the physics stuff either. But I added, like, physics objects that you could fucking throw around, because I added, like, an explosive force to my character when I hold F, so it's just, this is just a good time waster every once in a while. And these are all the props that we've made in Prop Jam, not all the prop jams of the past. But what gave me a lot of trouble, what I worked on mostly today, was, first of all, was just adding, like, a falling animation for when I'm in the air, which is just, like, that little thing. I guess if I go over somewhere higher, I might show it better, but you can see it just for that second. And the reason it's kind of, like, delayed is because, like, I had to set it up so that it wouldn't... You could see the light. Basically, what's going on is the light underneath me is showing the on-ground variable. So when it's red, it's on the ground. And then when it's blue, it's considered not on the ground. And at first, I just directly tied the falling animation to that. So that meant, like, every time it turns blue, you see, like, when I step over props and, like, shit like that, I would just constantly keep flying into that animation and back over and over again. And it was really jarring. So I set up a system where it basically, like, it has to be on for, like, a full second before it plays the animation. So that's why there's that little bit of delay. And you could see my whole, like, animation set up for it right here too. I have it called delayed falling. It doesn't trigger until it's been falling for a full second. But then I went to go set up jumping, which is, you know, more self-explanatory. I still have that issue of it snapping the direction, but that's going to be a whole deep dive of its own. So just ignore the fact that she just randomly rotates. But yeah, basically you can see I have the jump animation, the fall animation while I'm in the air, and then the landing animation. And that gave me a ton of trouble because I had set up that timer. So it would go, she would jump, and then it would have to wait a full second before it started doing the fall animation. So it would just loop the jump animation again and again, which was a big pain in the ass. But I figured it out by setting up 2 separate falling animations within the animation whatever state machines. So this one gets called with the boolean that has a delay on it, and then this one doesn't have any conditions really. It just goes straight into it just because it only gets called on this one condition basically. And then I'm going to set up the same thing where I have a running jump. So this is just like the stationary jump. And then I'll have the running jump. So right now you can't jump while you're moving at all, which is a little annoying, but, you know, I'll fix it. But what I found very interesting about this, like the coolest thing I learned out of this whole thing that I think is on the way I changed the jump animation. So before it was set up, it's still set up this way for you, so it'd be good to bring that up. I guess just to show the difference, but I guess it doesn't really matter. But within your script, it just says, like, if you've pressed jump, then it's within an update though, so it gets called constantly. So what it does is just says, like, if you press jump, then immediately set it to false and then call this one thing. That way it only fires once. It doesn't just keep firing it over and over. So what I did is I just set up on the animation. What you can do is within an actual animation file, I gotta load it up, you can set events in an animation. So on a specific frame. So on the exact frame that she leaves the ground, I believe it's like frame 18 or something, frame 20, something like that. At that exact frame, it fires off this event that I've set up right here that is within my animation script. That's just called jump anim event. And then that calls a function that I have in Moving Sphere called jump trigger, which then sets desired jump to true. So it essentially does the same thing as what pressing space did before, but now it's tied to the animation. So that's also why when you hit space, you don't instantly jump. She does like a wind up and then jumps. So there's a slight delay to it.
Isn't there something that he does with the where he like saves how many frames you're off the ground before it like actually counts it as jump or something like that?
I guess if you could bring up your
Yeah, it's like steps since last grounded, I want to say.
steps, yeah, so that still works. I think.
I figured that would be that might have something to do with the delay in jump because it seems like he wrote that like in anticipation of a delay.
Yeah, and I did the delay like intentionally. I could have just left it as is, but I wanted the delay so it would time up with the animation. Let me see, actually. That's a good point. If I set my double jumps up, I could see if that actually still works. I may have broken that and not even realized it. Yeah, I think I broke that. I can't double jump. That was a good call. So I'll have to look at how it was originally.
Yeah, I remember that specifically being one that I didn't totally like I got what it was doing and why it was there, but I wouldn't have thought to do it myself. So I could tell it like wasn't part of my thinking. This
Would
is
you mind
weird.
just what?
This shadow.
Yeah, what happened? Your shaders not load in properly?
Well, I haven't done any new shaders for this project. But look, you see the edge there?
Yeah, that's weird.
As I get closer, it goes away.
It's like the opposite. You would expect like a light to behave that way. It's like a dark light. It's like an inverse light.
This is I can't tell. Yeah, this is right side up. I'm on the right side. I guess it's because of a shadow, or I mean, obviously it's a shadow, but I guess it has something to do with up here.
Was it like that when you first added the roof thing? Like, or is it just now like that?
Yeah, I don't remember actually.
You might want to, maybe if you reset and reload it, because I have it sometimes when I first open up my Unity project, it'll be all dark like that for a second, and then it like snaps to normal. And I think that's the equivalent of like compiling shaders. So maybe...
Oh yeah, I just need to build the lights probably.
Yeah. But would you mind, once you have that figured out, bringing up your jump actually, and I could see if it's just like see if it's like a simple thing for me to back in.
I really like that Visual Studio keeps all your scripts like open.
Oh yeah, it like remembers where you left off. See, I just fucked up. I deleted Visual Studio Code on accident and I had to reinstall it, and now it doesn't show me a red line where I make errors.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know why that happened.
For a long time.
So now I just kind of have to intuit it. It sucks.
Yeah, you should definitely get that going again.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Well, I was at that state at one point, and I just gave up on Unity for like 2 years because of it.
Fuck.
So yeah, don't do that. Try and fix it.
I'm on the edge.
Which one was it?
It's in moving sphere update state, I think. Or no, I think it'd be under late update. Or no, fixed update.
It's not under jump? You don't want the jump one?
Well, that's the thing is... Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I can't double jump because I just set it up to only do it when you're stationary.
Oh, yeah. I thought that you would...
So never mind. Double jumps just don't work in my current system. So I just have to set up another branching path for double jumps, which means I need a double jump animation. So yeah, that's that's on me. I just misunderstood. It's fine. Double jumps would work just fine if it wasn't for the conditions I've set up.
Object references will only apply.
But yeah, that whole thing of being able to tie events to animations is so sick. I feel like we're gonna use that a lot. That's like footstep noises, you know, like that would just be on each frame of the thing, or like attacks. You could like enable and disable a hitbox.
Yeah, that's what that. Oh, I keep forgetting what it's called. Damn it! I'll look it up really quick. It's the thing that Dead by Daylight uses for their sound.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this. I remember.
Yeah. They use
I also learned you can do this recently.
What?
Oh no, you already know about it.
Yeah.
I was just showing the stream.
Or they take those like events and they just give you way more control over it, I guess. Sound. Oh my god.
How do you create a situation where you have to do this though? Like, what is a situation where you can't just walk?
Wait, say that again?
Oh well, I mean you're doing a thing, I guess, but
now I can see.
The walking on a cylinder thing. Like the big, you know, that's like a gameplay mechanic that I see a lot, I feel like. And I'm just trying to think of like what's a situation where it would be like you have to use this thing and you wouldn't be able to just like walk around it, you know?
Oh, it would be on a bridge.
Like with two rails and there's like a hole in the middle or something?
Holes on both sides, I would think. And maybe like, I don't know, spikes on the bridge so you can't walk on the bridge.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah, it could just be two ropes in a huge hole.
And you can't walk on the rope, but you could do this thing.
Yeah.
Or it's just something really high up. Like you need to get this thing there and jump on it. Whatever, we could think of reasons.
You could be stuck in a vending machine.
Like juggling the cans out. But yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your thing. I was just thinking out loud.
Oh no, I don't even remember.
You're looking up the Dead by Daylight audio system?
Oh, right. I want to say it's called SoundForge, but I think that's wrong. Sound system. It's how they do like positioning of sound and stuff.
I know Steam Audio has one. Like, I know Steam has one, but I don't know if it's the one they're using.
How does Rust work for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I noticed one time I put my earbuds upside down, and it messed up the way I was hearing stuff. Not left to right, upside down.
Oh, like you were hearing shit below you when it was above you?
No, I was hearing it was like it was a left to right thing, but I just turned my things upside down. It had the same effect.
Weird.
It was weird.
But yeah, we're gonna in this little session we're gonna figure out that globe gravity thing better, and then on my own time I'm gonna get the next big dive I'm gonna go into is doing the moving jump and the moving land. So that's gonna be like a whole situation of itself. Because right now, like I said, I can only do these little situational hops. Or maybe I should do a deep dive into fixing this direction thing. I don't know. There's definitely a better way to do it than just making it equal your velocity. But I just couldn't figure out the better way in the moment. I also got to make wall run animations and shit like that.
I woke up and checked Twitter and saw the Steam Deck thing had been announced like 7 minutes ago, and then I just texted you it and then went back to sleep.
And then you woke up just now?
No, I kept waking up and going back to sleep.
Oh, okay. So you still, though, that was like one solid sleep?
Basically, yeah. Basically.
I feel like that was so long ago.
Yeah, it was. I slept all day, pretty much.
I reserved one of those.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like people are sleeping on how big that is, like how cool that thing can be. Because you can plug it into the TV with like a USB-C thing. You can load any application on it. It's just a computer, so you can put emulators on it. You can hook up multiple controllers to it, so you could play local multiplayer games with your friends. You know, just set that thing up. and it's your entire Steam library. Like, I guess for some people that's not as big of a deal, but for me, I have like 800 games in my Steam library, so that's like huge. Like it just comes with a fuckload of games. So yeah, I think I'm gonna buy one of those.
Nice. I forgot you can't build lighting as a different thing.
That's Unity. I mean, that's Unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Unreal.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Totally
is like
forgot.
in Unreal, when I load in a scene, you had to wait for it to load. So I was just curious if there was like if there is a parallel there, because it looks like when you didn't build your lighting, that's what I feel like is happening.
Yeah.
Well, because look, I have this whole thing boxed in, and it's not happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's just because of the roof above you, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. But I don't know if I have any directional lights in the scene at all. Oh, yeah. Here's some. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
I don't think I have any lights in my scene. I don't remember.
I remember how I set it up now.
Oh, I do have a directional light. I just have it disabled.
I forgot that I have everything backlit.
Oh, okay.
So it makes sense to some extent, but then when I go away from it, it just turns white, which seems wrong. There we go. Scene lighting is used.
I did a little bit of tooltips on our script, just the ones that I knew for sure. But I need to go back.
You figured out how to do that?
Yeah.
What do you write?
It's just right underneath the serialized field. You do this. You just tooltip and then parentheses, write the tooltip, close parentheses, close bracket. And then that makes it so when you mouse over.
You do the float.
Yeah. So it's right between serialized field and the variable.
Cool.
It's very convenient.
Yeah.
Just like that. And then I can mouse over rotation speed, and it'll give me that whole thing. But yeah, is that even right? Rotation speed relative to the movement vector? I guess. Okay, well, you ready to get started then, or you still want to try to figure that out?
No, I think I just need to go and make a scene sometime and try and light it correctly.
I just have no lighting. I don't know why. I just turned off all my lights and everything's like unlit and it looks fine. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. I do have a light on my character.
You're using like the world lighting though, right? Or something like that.
I have the directional light and I just turned it off. Oh god, it looks crazy when I turn it on. That's seizure. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we left off right as we're moving on to gravity spheres, which is just essentially taking those planes that we already have pre-existing and changing it to a sphere so we can have multiple spherical gravity sources, which sounds pretty fun. The plane ones have their use as well, though. My favorite that I feel like I could throw it together like really quickly here. Let me try this. If you take this thing, create an animation, boat. I go like, record it, put it like that. Move over here, put it like that. Over here, put it like that. And then copy that frame, put it there. Okay, so now my gravity plane will rotate like that if you're playing, which is really disorienting. Actually, that's like way too fast. Let me slow that down. Boat. drag that out to like 10 seconds. And now this kind of simulates what being on like a boat with like motion sickness, you know, tipping over boat simulation. This is like my favorite use of it for sure. It's a great way to get yourself a headache. I feel like this could be a fun game mechanic too if you play with it a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
This feels
probably you could do it pretty small.
Yeah, you could definitely do it more subtly than this.
On like a single platform or something.
I'm just not noticing though. My character doesn't rotate when she's just idling. Like that's definitely fucked up.
Yeah.
It's only when she's moving. Yeah, no, I guess that's another byproduct of me limiting the velocity thing, I think. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad to see that that's a problem. I guess I'm not glad to see it, but I'm glad to know of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to disable that now. Did I do it? Yeah, okay. Alright. Gravity spheres. Now that we have a functional gravity plane, let's apply the same approach to a sphere. Radius and fall off. Create a gravity sphere with a configurable gravity, outer radius, and outer fall off radius. I use the term outer radius instead of just radius because it represents the distance up to which gravity is at full strength. This need not to match a sphere's surface radius. In fact, it's a good idea to extend it far enough so that the regular play area experiences gravity of a consistent strength. That makes it much easier to design for. Otherwise, you'll find that a regular jump at slightly elevated position could already send you into space. See, I wish he implemented that for the plane. I feel like that's kind of a missing feature on the gravity plane. But whatever.
I think the idea is that you're putting I think when he sets it up, it seems like he's arranging them in a cube, like pointing outwards.
No, they're pointing inwards.
Are they? On that one, yeah, but later, like if you go all the way to the top, his example picture.
You mean earlier?
All the way to the top. Yeah.
Oh,
he
yeah.
puts it like around a box.
I wonder if he puts it there and then puts it to reverse gravity, so it's like pulling you in.
Yeah.
Why are there like multiple boxes? Whatever, we'll figure that out. That is confusing. Okay. In this case, we can use draw wire sphere to visualize the gravity. Again, using yellow for the first and cyan for the second threshold. We need only show the fall-off sphere if it's larger than the outer sphere. Okay, and then he gives a big old chunk that covers everything he just said in a new script, basically. So let me make that new script. Gravity sphere.
That's a custom gravity type?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Wait. And also, should I make it...
Oh, gravity source type.
And don't I have to click on a thing and make it, like, add component, new script?
Where?
Well, because every time I've made a new script for this, and then I try to apply it to a thing, I have to come back and, like, I create an object, and then I click on it, and then I hit add component, new script, and then it works, which is weird. I don't know why I have to do that. I feel like I'm misunderstanding something, but...
Usually you just drag it on.
Yeah, but, like, what I do is basically if I just go, like, right-click create C# script, and then I dump everything in there, and then when I'm done, I click and drag it onto the object I'm trying to add it to. It'll give me some error. It says like cannot make instance of, I don't remember the error. But yeah, I don't know why. Let me see if I can get it just dragging one of these things on. Yeah, the script doesn't inherit a native class that can manage a script.
What?
I always end up with that error, and then if I go add component, create script, blah 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 blah, then it works.
The script doesn't inherit what? I can't read it.
The script, actually no, it says the script don't inherit a native class that can manage a script.
Are you using mono behavior? Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know why.
That would be the only reason I would think.
But then
Have
this
you always
one.
gotten that?
Yeah, but then this one I created by doing the thing I was saying, and I can just click and drag. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. So yeah, the only way I can get a script that works on here is I go add new script, new. And then it works. And then I paste everything into this script. Which is really dumb. Yeah, I've had to do this a good handful of times. I don't really know why.
I found someone else who has the same error.
Let me know if they have a fix for it. I always just assumed I was misunderstanding something, so I just do this little fix to get around it.
For me, this occurred when my script did not contain a class with the same name as the script. That makes sense. That's something I mentioned before. It can really mess things up.
It didn't contain a name the same as the script?
You have to make sure that the script has the same name as the file and has the same name in Unity. Because they can be three different things. You can rename a script within the like class, and it won't change what Unity thinks it's called. And you can change it within your file browser, and Unity still won't change. So you have to make them all the same.
So there's this name, and then this name. Oh, whoops. And then what's the third name?
In file browser, like on your PC.
Okay. Well, changing it here, updated it here too.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it seems like. So I mean, I guess let me see if I could just remove the component and then drag it back on. Yeah. So I could do that at least. That's good. Okay. So now I have gravity sphere. I'm gonna disable my old gravity sphere here for now, and then I'll drag this back up to my planet that I already have set up.
Oh wait, did you do this yesterday?
What?
The sphere.
Oh no, I just copy and pasted the script in.
Oh wow.
It's just
okay.
this gravity sphere right here. I feel fine copying and pasting it because it's the gizmos, which is pretty self-explanatory, and then it's just two serialized fields. Like, I don't feel like that was.
You didn't like change anything about the shape. It just like sets it up.
Yeah, it's just all that's all default shit.
The serialized field. Cool.
So now I'm gonna try to orient it to this thing.
Another thing that can mess stuff up is
This is still on the script thing.
yeah, positive or that's weird. In my head uppercase. I think of uppercase letters as positive letters now. That's weird.
What happened?
I don't know.
You hit your head getting out of the shower?
But positive, what they basically like, there's something to do with starting a script with a capital letter.
It like doesn't like that.
Sometimes it doesn't like it. if it's multiple words, I think is how it goes. I forget now, but you could see in his like in variables for like steep contact count, it's lowercase steep and then contact count are both uppercase. But then in functions, he does uppercase for each word. I'm pretty sure the way it works is like when you look in serialized field, it splits them up into their actual words if you capitalize them, where a space would go. Like, yeah, like we didn't write max space stairs space angle. We write like max snap speed, max stairs angle, and it splits it up that way.
So maybe I should get in the habit of lowercasing the first letter.
I think so.
Because I've not been following that at all. All of mine are
Yeah.
uppercase first.
That was one thing I noticed that I don't use in my head, you know, like I don't check it.
All right, negative letters only.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's gonna, on awake, it calls on validate, and validate checks the radius. It doesn't make sense for the fall off radius to be smaller than the outer radius, so enforce that it is always at least as large as that in awake. Okay. And now we actually apply gravity to it. And so I don't know why I expected it to just already have gravity. I didn't even think about it. I just threw it up there and started testing it and was like disappointed. But yeah, we didn't write anything about gravity in here.
So we're just writing another override.
Very nice. Okay. So it is basically an overload, right? It's the same as a... what's it called?
I think the overloads are a little more like...
deliberate, it seems.
Yeah, you don't have to write overload anywhere. You just like write the same thing differently.
Yeah, this is like a specific, like you have to specify, like this is the slot that's going to be overwritten and this is what we're overwriting it with. Just kind of.
And the other one, like
interesting.
I think the point is that the computer knows about this one, but then overload it just like you're like messing with its ability to check if something's right or wrong.
Or overflow. Like, I think it might be called overflow. I don't remember which one it is.
Maybe
is it overload or overflow? I don't remember now.
I don't know. I learned that phrase from you. I had always just thought of it.
Oh no, it is overloading. It is overloading.
Okay. I'd always just used the idea. Like I never gave it a name.
That's something that they like. It's just like a computer science class thing, you know. Like you learn that just by doing it, kind of naturally. But computer science classes will like give a term to it and make it vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's just see how that works. You know, I got copyright claimed for playing Mario Galaxy music in one of these jams.
Really?
I was upset about that, yeah.
From where?
I don't know, some random company. It wasn't Nintendo. It still has that jittering. I'm pretty disappointed. I thought we figured that out.
What jittering?
You kind of see, like, it's hard to tell. I guess let me get some objects up here. Makes it a little more obvious. These are all going to just, like, fly past the planet, I feel like, but whatever. Some of them will stay. Oh, they're not even, like, in the radius of it.
They have to get in the radius.
Whatever, some of them are, so. I'll drag it down more. If you look at shit like as I'm running by it, see, like I'm just jittering.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, it might not come across super well on the stream.
It's wiggly. I don't know if I would say. I notice a bit of a wiggliness. Is that?
It's just up and down, like everything is vibrating up and down.
Yeah, I think that might not come through on the Discord for me.
It's like
To
really
me,
bad though. I thought I
can
fixed
kind
it.
of, I can kind of see how things are wiggling around.
Yeah, I literally I had an entry for that on my like known issues thing, and then I removed it. I was like that confident. Oh wait, yeah, I never mind.
We didn't we have something on the first circular gravity thing where we like turn things off after a certain amount of time?
Oh yeah, the sleep.
Yeah, we don't. I don't. We haven't done that yet.
Well, it's still on there.
Is it?
The custom gravity rigid body is still on all these objects.
Oh, right. I forgot that it was generic.
I think it should be that way, right? I hope I'm not messing. I guess I'll find out.
No, I think it is.
I'll just
That's
remove
the only
it.
place I see sleep.
I'm gonna remove it from this bike just out of curiosity. See if it still like behaves normally. Was it that bike? Yeah, I think that is supposed to be there because that bike is just floating away now. It should be pulled in by that. So yeah, I think it is supposed to be there. This is so cool. I just wish I could figure out that fucking jittering. I guess I'll work on that after this jam. That's like annoying.
Maybe you could replace lerp with slurp. That might make a difference.
What lerp am I replacing with slurp?
The focus one. I was thinking the focus would be drawing a straight, like when you use focus radius or the focus point on orbit camera. I guess the way to test this is to just set up a camera stationary and see if the stuff wiggles still, or if it's the camera that's wiggling.
You mean like just stand still?
No, like take a camera, set it up separately off of the character.
I could just detach it from my character.
Yeah.
I just detach this current camera.
And then you could still check.
Where am I? Oh, there I am. And where's my camera? Where is it?
If you click it on the list and then press F.
Oh, there it is. It was like hidden in the icebox. So I think if I just clear the focus thing, it'll just detach me from it. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's my character. The jitter doesn't happen on the camera while I'm running around. Which is weird because you would think that the camera's like focus thing, the whole point is that it doesn't follow it super strictly, right? It's supposed to get rid of little like jumps and jitters
but
like that.
it's a radius. Like the radius, I don't think is being projected onto the plane. So it goes straight forward from wherever you're standing. Like when you're running, you turn red and then blue and then red and then blue, because I think you're like going off the edge and then falling back onto it.
Oh yeah, didn't you propose that it was the snapping?
Yeah, that could be it too. I think that's part of the. Well, I don't know.
Plus, I don't think that's something he's gonna address because it's kind of specific to having like a character tied to it, and he doesn't seem to go over that.
I personally think that it has to do with the proportion of the character. I feel like if she was.
It's just a cylinder collider, though.
Well, I think if she was as tall as the ball, contained in the ball.
Oh, like if I just shrink the whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I could do that pretty quickly. Just make her smaller. Let's see. She's so little. No, it's still the same.
Is it worse, though? It seems like it's worse.
Oh. I think you're right. I think it might be a little worse. I think it's just because I think it's the snapping. So I'm just going over the edges, but it doesn't.
And then snapping the ground.
Yeah, like I keep pulling off of the ground because of gravity, and then getting pulled back down by the snapping.
Maybe mess with the snapping angle or snapping speed.
I'll just crank both of those to see what happens. Okay, I'll turn them both down to 0. I guess I'm probably just gonna fly off with it at 0. Yeah. Bring it like just low. I guess it lowered it a little bit. No, it's the same. What if I make her really big? Well, I guess this is just going to be because the bumps are going to be less noticeable now. So yeah, it's not going to, that's not really helpful. That was too big anyways. It's still definitely visible though. Yeah, I don't know. That's a pain, but whatever. I mean, it's probably an off-stream problem. Just because it's not something that he seems to... It's not something that I feel like he's going to address. Because it's been a problem since the last version of it for me. And I feel like I think it might be all part of the same problem. Because I've noticed also, like, when I bump rigid bodies, they kind of have the same effect. Like when rigid bodies roll around all quick, they kind of have a little bit of a jitter to them. And then also when my character turns, I feel like she has that same kind of jittering effect. And it even happens when I build too.
Turn up the physics, or make the physics time step smaller and see if that's what it is. It could just be as simple as that.
Is that in here, project settings?
Yeah, it should be. Where did I just saw it. Physics. Sleep, not sleep threshold. Where is it?
I do remember him going over that. So while you're looking there, I'm going to bring up one of his old tutorials. I remember him messing with that like very early on in this. So I'll see if I can find that.
It would have to be in physics.
Oh, yeah.
Max time step.
Oh, yeah, physics time step.
Yeah. Oh, via the time project. Oh, it's in time.
Time.
Oh, my time step's really small.
Fixed time step? Or which one? Or just time scale? Or no, time scale is just slow-mo. But he calls it physics time step. Is that the same thing as fixed time step?
Yeah, remember when we use fixed update? It's the same as the physics update.
Oh, okay. Mine's 0.02. What is yours?
0.02.
Damn, he has his to 0.2?
Yeah.
Jeez, well, I guess I'll turn it up, see if that makes it like way worse. Oh my god, what the fuck? There's no way that's how it's... There's no way that's right. His was not at this. This is funny, though. God. Okay, well, let's just put it to 0.01, I suppose. I don't know. Is that too small of a difference?
No, I mean, it's half the size. See if you still get it.
Still does it.
Okay. Well, that's
it
good.
seems smoother, though.
Yeah.
I think that is it. I'm going to put it even lower. I'm going to do like 0.001. I'm going to go crazy. Oh yeah, that's smooth as hell. That's the problem. That fixed it for sure. But just now it's like way harder to run.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, well 0.001 is a bit crazy, but maybe like 008.
Didn't we have 0.02 before?
Yeah. But I put it to 0.1 and it was still doing it. I mean, this is a good compromise. It's running smooth still, and the jitter is like barely there anymore. But I do think that's probably something I'm going to have to address. And then I guess he does say you have to turn on interpolate on your shit, and I'm fairly certain that's on, but let me see how he does that.
We checked it before.
You can solve that by decreasing the fixed time step or enabling the interpolate mode of a rigid body. Setting it to interpolate makes it linear interpolate. The other option is extrapolate, which interpolates to its guess position according to its velocity, which is really only acceptable for objects that have a mostly constant velocity. So yeah, I mean, I do have it on.
Yeah, I think so. You only have a capsule collider?
Well, and then I have a rigid body as well, but yeah.
I think I think it may benefit from putting the script on a ball and then making the capsule collider like a child of the ball. I feel like that could have to do with your rotation issue where you tip over.
Well, you would still tip if you were a ball, right?
Well, if you lock the XYZ rotation, I don't think it would.
Well, no, because then you wouldn't rotate to like stand on walls and shit. Like I'm rotating constantly right now. If I locked my rotation, I could just do it, I guess.
Are we ever? I feel like we're never rotating the ball though.
But look, like I could just do it here, I think, right? Yeah. Oh wait, it is frozen. The rigid body's rotation is frozen. The fuck? How is that possible? Whoa. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
I don't think this script is designed to move it. I feel like it's supposed to be moving a ball. You know.
So I guess I could just add a sphere collider. Oh god, it's gigantic. Put it above the capsule. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just hide the capsule collider for now. Set the radius to... Oh, now I'm just out of the gravity pool. Okay, and then I set the center to be the character's feet, I guess. Shit. Oh god, she's stuck in the core.
That's how black holes are made.
There you go. Okay. Sphere collider. What direction is that? Y, I guess? God damn it. Fuck. So it's Z, I guess. Come on. Come on. And Z. No! God damn it.
Take it out of play mode. How do I get this?
Well, because I'm afraid of if I don't like this shit.
Oh, I see.
I want to be able to put it back. No, why? Why? Oh, I did 0.9, not 0.09. Okay, okay.
Do you remember the enemies in Boneworks that were just a projection that shot at you?
Yeah, they had like the ball at their feet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same thing it does.
Well, here, let me turn my fixed time step back to what it was as well. No, it's the exact same problem.
Yeah.
So why doesn't this happen to you then? What's even different? I feel like I'm the same as you at this point, right?
I don't know. Let me put the spherical gravity on.
Or wait, actually, no. There is one other thing that's different. In my script, I changed this to get an empty at her feet instead of the default thing. So in your physics breakcast and snap to ground, what is the first argument?
Physics raycast, snap to ground. What's that under? Moving ball?
Moving sphere. Or yeah, moving ball.
Yeah. Physics. Wait, under what? Sorry?
Snap to ground.
Snap to ground.
Should be something dot position. Maybe body?
I went past it somehow. Oh, there it is. It's now. Where? I only see snap to ground once.
Yeah, inside of snap to ground, there's a physics raycast.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, I messed up. Snap to ground doesn't have any arguments for me.
Not the arguments, it's a raycast.
Oh, physics raycast. Yeah, body position.
Body, okay. So let's see if that fixes it. Oh, fuck, I took it out of play mode. Fucking kill me. Okay. Sphere collider. Hide the capsule collider. Radius. The height was what, negative 0.01 or something like that? Yeah. 0.011. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if that feels any smoother.
This is very weird. Why is...
It's exactly the same.
These have the same transform, but they're in different spots.
Well, it's because the Pro Builder cube, I think its center is the bottom of the sphere, whereas that thing, the center is the center of it.
That's what it looks like.
Because remember, we had that same problem when we first set up the sphere. If you put the sphere to world origin, the gravity pull was like at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's still doing the same shit. I don't get it. Well, actually, maybe if I put...
Does it only do it on the ball, or does it do it on the floor too?
It only does it on the ball.
I feel like it's just that it's interacting with the pieces, like the edges, right? Like
that is very possibly what it is, but it still is a problem. Like, it still definitely needs to be dealt with, I feel like. That's
so is
not
yellow the
acceptable.
edge, or is yellow...
Yellow is the center, blue is the drop-off.
Yeah, it says outer radius. I feel like if it's like this, then it'll still work on the inside, right?
Yeah, it's like full gravity from that point onwards, I believe.
Okay. So you'd have to jump pretty far to get out of the...
Yeah, so I think yellow is when it's at its full, and then blue is when, from yellow to blue is when it drops off. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. See if I switch it back to the capsule. It's the same. So yeah, whatever. Maybe we could go more in depth with it at some point. Compare a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like I can't help troubleshoot like at this point.
Yeah, because I went
Like,
off and
I
did
can
my
still
own
help,
shit, and
but
it like fucked up. It seems
yeah,
like, but why doesn't it
I kept
happen to you?
well, I kept getting like the feeling of like adding stuff, and then I thought like if I do, I won't be able to fix it basically. So I've been trying to keep it like as similar to his as possible, but
It's good to have like a backup like that, yeah. Okay, well, can I look at yours a little bit more?
yeah.
Like, can you make a bigger... I feel like my surface is a little bit bigger than yours. Maybe
Yeah, I
that...
just shrunk it to match.
Maybe that comes into play somehow.
I'll make a really big one. I imagine because what it looks like with your like in air on ground light is that it was like every time you go over an edge, you jump off a little bit and then
Yeah.
land. Is it the did you mess with the snapping speed at all?
No, I
You
don't
could
think
be
so.
going too fast.
Maybe I did. Hold on. Where is that? Snapping speed.
That's the character.
Oh yeah, I drug that around a few times just to see if that changed anything. I think. Here, I put it to 100. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I just tried this earlier. Let me also put it back to its normal time step. I guess what if I put time scale down really low? I feel like then I would see
Yeah.
really well what's causing that, huh? God, look at my character snaps like that. Maybe that's the jitter I'm seeing.
Those kind of weird. I feel like it's your animation frames.
Well, you can look here, like... If you go to my animations, it doesn't look like that.
Actually no, animations are smooth.
Yeah.
But your movement is jittered because of the fixed update, I imagine.
Yeah, look when I jump, it's still smooth.
Yeah. It's your position is...
Yeah. It's because I'm a rigid body, so I'm following the same, like, weird jankiness that the rigid bodies are. So, like, I feel... That's why I feel like it's the same, like, one core problem, kind of. Yeah, slowing down the time scale actually makes it a little less noticeable, but... You could see it on all the rigid bodies, like, they all move at the same, like, low frame rate. And I guess it's just a fixed time step.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that it's like a lot of rigid bodies, or maybe putting like stress on the thing, so maybe that's like why.
Well, no, that was always a problem even before I added all the crazy amount. I got that jittering thing when I was running on the rounded surface. Like, that's been a problem since I added the character model.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's because I'm noticing it more now, or if it's always been a thing. Because I've had that happen like 6 times, where I'm like, I notice a problem, and then I go back and look at the VOD, and it's always been a problem, and I like just now noticed it, where I was like hella afraid that I introduced something new. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna turn the fixed time step up. I think that's the best fix I've found so far. Turn it up to 0.008 instead of 0.2, and just hope that that doesn't cause too much of a performance hit or anything. And I think we can move on.
I was gonna say, I don't remember if my character even has like the on-off thing, but
oh, the sleep thing.
I mean the changing color.
Oh yeah, yours does.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just see yours. You run along the surface of that thing and see if I notice any signs of it.
I have other gravity planes still on.
Oh yeah. You could just disable them. You don't have to delete them necessarily.
Yeah, I just don't want them. They weren't working that well the way I had them set up. Icosphere. Damn it. I always do that shift. Shift select is not correct in this.
So I wonder
Yeah,
if...
it is jittering.
Yeah, your colors are flashing the same as mine did. Are you flying off of them individually like ramps, or are you sticking to it still?
Yeah.
Turn up
Some
your
of them I am.
snap speed so that you stick to it a little bit more. I feel like that'll over-exaggerate the jumpiness problem a little bit more.
It could have to do with air acceleration too. I was just realizing.
Also, turn your camera's distance up. Like, back your camera up a little bit. I think that'll make it a little more obvious. Yeah, I wonder if it could be air acceleration. What is your acceleration at?
I remember it being pretty high. Hold on, let me put the camera up and then player.
I have mine low. Mine's at 5.
Max snap speed, max. Oh, maybe it's ground angle. Did you mess with that at all?
Yeah. I've gone through a few iterations of that.
Oh, you know what? Does this... We didn't do anything with layer here. Should we do something with layer here?
I don't know. I don't think so, because like if anything we would put the stairs layer on it, right? But then that would mean only we interact with it and the physics objects would just fly through it.
Unless we put detailed on them. I think that was the idea.
Well, if we put detailed on it and stairs on it, then it's exactly the same as it is right now. The point is that you make one that's like a collider for only one thing, and then you make another thing that's a collider for only one thing. But we only have one object, so it's kind of like unnecessary. I feel like yours is actually a little too big now.
Well, I just went further away.
Yeah, but like, look at the individual bumps. Like, look at how often I'm hitting bumps.
I guess that's true.
You're going like dun 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 dun. I'm going like brrr, like it's constantly firing.
I feel like I am snapping onto them though.
Is it like jittering your camera at all though? Like, do you feel like your camera moves when you snap?
I can match it. Yeah, look how it like it matches to where I am on the plane. Like camera bumps whenever I hit a bump.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
And if it's, I mean, if the jittering is specific to a poly count, I feel like we should just come up with something. We probably need to just come up with a different thing, like a different solution than just upping or lowering the poly count.
Well, I could also check. I have your briefcase right here. That's pretty low poly. If I kick that around, put the time step back, I should be able to see if it's the same thing. Oh, and the VHS tape. Yeah, the VHS tape had it too. That's just a box, and that did the same thing. So I think it's more to do with just like whether or not it's a rigid body. You can see like the way it moves, it still kind of has that little bit of jitter to it. That's kind of cool that you can throw shit like off the planet now. Before, if you did that, it would come back. Now that shit's like gone if you throw it just right. Okay, well I think we can move on. I think we're good. If I do the fixed time step, it's like barely noticeable, and I just have to hope that that doesn't long term cause other issues, because it's not that drastic of a difference from his recommendation, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how much. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if time step like made a big difference.
I guess I should just look this up. Like, what is the average fixed time step?
Yeah, I feel like 0.02. What is that in per second? I forget.
Yeah, I don't really know, honestly. I guess mouse over, see if, okay. A frame rate independent interval that dictates when physics calculations and fixed update events are performed.
Yeah. 0.02. That's the default.
Okay, so I think going a little below the default is really not like that big of a deal, right? I didn't even realize it was like the system default. I thought that was just his recommendation. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the real test is like
when we build it and put it on like a lower end machine or something.
I was gonna say, yeah, we should. Like, I think I have a really good laptop for testing like machines that are meant to run games but are really cheap.
That's good.
Because it has a graphics card, but it's like a weak graphic. It has like a dedicated GPU that is just weak.
And I have a good computer for testing stuff that is not meant to do games at all. So
yeah.
Okay, let's get going here then. Okay, we've already calculated the vector's length, so we can divide the configured gravity by that to account for the vector's length instead of normalizing it.
I don't even
what
know
is that?
What
is?
about.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
We weren't paying attention to the tutorial at all. In the case of a sphere, gravity works by finding the vector pointing from a position to the sphere's center. Okay. And we calculate that already. That makes sense. And then we can divide the configured gravity by that. What is the configured gravity?
Well, the configured gravity is just the gravity that we have, right?
Yeah, and then we get that vector between us and the center of a ball. And
so is this implementing the drop-off? Like, what are we changing with this?
Instead of, I think, because we're changing return g times vector normalized.
Well, we were doing that before, and now we're just doing vector, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're dividing it by distance as well.
So it's just a different way of doing the drop-off, I guess.
Yeah, I think because it's not in one direction, it's any direction. Like the planes are always pointing in the same vector.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They're going all over the place. Okay. Linearly reducing gravity between the outer radius and outer fall-off radius works like the reduction for the plane. We just have to change the math so it falls in the correct range. So we multiply by 1 minus the distance beyond the outer radius divided by the fall-off range. Okay, so we multiply by 1 minus the distance beyond the outer radius divided by the fall-off range. That range is equal to the fall-off radius minus the outer radius. I isolated that last bit in a separate fall-off factor and stored it in a field, initializing it on onValidate. This avoids a little math, but I mostly did it because it keeps the code in getGravity a little shorter. Okay. So the fall-off factor is just how severe the drop-off is, essentially?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one divided by the fall-off radius minus the outer radius,
So it's just the difference between the two radiuses, basically? The blue and the yellow?
Well, 1 divided by that difference.
Yeah.
So it's always less than 1.
Couldn't that give us an error? Like, isn't there a point where the difference is 0? Like, if you just make them the same size? I thought that was a possibility.
I don't know. Note that there exists a cancellation zone where objects could end up orbiting in circles between the spheres, but it's rare to get caught in it.
But did you skip ahead?
I was just reading right after where the fall-off factor.
Oh, okay.
I thought that I had, out of the corner of my eye, read what you were talking about. But yeah,
I can't find that where you just started. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It was like in the. I read the word cancellation and thought maybe that was what you were talking about.
Mm.
But No, I'm sure it'll just.
There'll be at least some minute little tiny thing.
Yeah, I think. Well, we have a check I know for to keep them so that one can't go over the other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see if that causes a problem. Either way, I mean, why would you even do that in the first place? Like, set them equal to each other?
I mean, I get it to a certain extent. Like if you want no fall off. But I think that I forget. So let's keep going. Need to write this stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting caught up with on validate right now.
Oh, he put outer fall off factor. Well, I guess it can go at the top too.
Yeah, I noticed he put it in kind of a weird place, but it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Oh, it's because he put this get gravity thing at the top.
That makes more sense.
Because that's where it was in the last one as well. And I think it makes sense to put like overrides at the top, so you can see like what this specific overriding script does to the original.
Yeah. You know, like right off the bat. If you're like switching between like, wait, where's that override? Like, I think that'll be a high priority thing. Okay, so we have the fall off factor, which is multiplied by G in the return, and then is also calculated on validate by 1 divided by the difference between those two. So like you said, it always keeps it below 1. I guess that's making it like a what's the word? Fraction, a factor. Yeah, factor. Duh. I think I was thinking of decimal, but yeah, the right word is factor.
Yeah, decimal is the other.
With that fall-off operational, it is now possible to use multiple gravity spheres with overlapping fall-off areas, allowing smooth transitions between them. Note that there exists a cancellation zone where objects could end up orbiting in circles in between the spheres, but it's rare to get caught in that when entering zone with momentum. Okay, so I'm going to set up a couple of these. That's sick. That's so sick.
What did it change?
Well, first of all, I mean, look how these two things are like caught in. There's like props stuck in the balance between two planets. But yeah, now I could just go whoop-ha. Bam.
Nice.
Planet to planet traversal. I could just walk on the bridge.
Yeah, it makes bridges. That's really cool.
Why can't I can't stick to this
Are
one.
you... Yeah.
Uh-oh. Something's wrong with this one, it looks like.
Oh, because look, the influence is like overlapping.
I think they're too close.
Well, like the one on the left isn't inside the second one's blue circle. It's just outside of it. See how the two blue circles are just touching the spheres?
Oh, yeah.
On the third one, you had them like going through it.
They were like inside of each other? Okay. We'll see if that changes it. It was the barrel side, right? Yeah. 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 That is so sick. Oh, this is so cool that we can just do this. Poof. Poof. I want to like spread the physics objects out more. I want them to like orbit it a little bit. I don't want it to just sit there. I'm gonna try to extend the outer fall off radius like way further too. See what that looks like. It's just like asteroids. So I think that makes it interesting for the props, but I don't think I'm going to be able to like jump between the planets properly with it set up like this. Yeah. It's too big. I like this gravity for the jump a lot better than what it was before. It feels a lot more grounded. Alright, let's bring that way down. I keep forgetting that they don't have normal gravity on them. So I guess I gotta enable one of the gravity planes and then bring the range way up. Oh shit. They have way too much momentum and just flew right past it. Oh, some of them got caught.
This is cool. You like the way it's set up right now. For me, you can't get like even if you jump out, you get pulled back in unless you like jump off of a ramp.
That's the best way to have it set up. Yeah, there should be some sort of like a catapult or a booster thing.
Yeah. Honestly, just adding like a super jump that you could only do from the ground, like Mario, the like crouch jump.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it too.
Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking of trying to implement the triple jump for Mario. If you jump 3 times, you go boom, boom, woohoo, and do like a flip. That could be a
Yeah, I
fun
think,
mechanic.
don't we already have jump states like enabled?
They reset when you hit the ground though, so we'd have to have like a different state. We'd have to have like a triple jump state or something like that.
Oh, I see, I see.
Same as like it'd be similar to like a B hop if we were to like manually make a B hop. I feel like it'd have to be like some sort of variable that tracks like if you were on the ground recently after falling or something like that. I don't know.
I keep flying or something. I keep getting like, oh, I know what's happening. I forgot. I have my tracker thing set up so when I go too far away from my starting
Oh, it
position,
pulls
it
you
puts me
back.
back. I didn't realize the planets were that big.
It's really cool how like even though the gravity isn't really affecting it, like barely, they still out here kind of drift. You know, they have like a little bit of force on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it's a really good emulation of like just space junk. But yeah, I really want to do a gun. Like, I feel like that's such a high priority for me, being able to make a gun and just shoot these physics props, and they'll fly over and like break. I want to be able to make breakable objects. That's another thing I'm like excited to do. Make all this shit like shatterable, you know, like in Gmod. I can just run around and just shoot them and blow them the fuck up.
Yeah. There's like a lot of ways to do that.
I have like ideas, but I feel like when I sit down to actually implement it, I'm gonna have to go through like 5 ideas before I land on anything, or I'll just look up a tutorial.
Well, there's like, I think there's some stuff of value in the noise tutorials for you.
Really, having to do with like breaking shit?
Yeah. Being able to generate a pattern, you wouldn't have to, like in Gmod, I got it set up, or in Hammer, I guess, I got it set up where I could like break a wall, but what I had to do was cut the wall physically and then just have it stacked up so then when you hit it, it would break apart. And that's like the brute force way of doing it.
Yeah, that was my idea, was go into Blender and like
Yeah.
model broken versions of all these props. Do you think there's like an
Well,
iterative, like smart way to do it?
yeah, like the way you do, you could have like a black and white map of cracks basically and apply them as cuts. Sort of like like how Rust generates its maps. I guess this is a lot different, but in the very basic idea of like they take a randomly generated pattern and then apply it to a mesh.
Oh, and then like locations on that mesh will be like
I guess
determined to be like
since it's a map, it is
or something.
it's a lot more virtual. It's not like one big mesh. It's like they just save the locations, and then when you get close enough to the location, it makes
Do you
it.
think that system would be faster and like more elegant than just modeling broken pieces though? Like,
Well, doing it at start, definitely, because you would have to do it for everything.
I guess
If you
that's
could make
true.
a script that just makes things like explode, you could just put it on any object. But if you want the compromise between that, you should look up like the explode modifier on Blender
Oh,
because it does that. But it's like it's not intuitive when just putting it on. You have to like figure out exactly how it works.
well, that's something I'll do a dive into for sure. If we could just do it in Unity, just give it a mesh and then it just returns a shattered version of it, like that.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awesome. That
I
would be
think
like a
that's
really cool system.
That's the way to go long term. If we were doing a game jam or something, I would 100% say just like fuck it, yeah, just like cut them up. That's really easy. But if we want to make something that we could like take a script that we could take between projects
use the same one in Hangler that we do in, pool time or whatever. That would save us so much time.
Yeah.
Because if it's a script that could apply to not just one scene or like not just one mesh, but like an entire like gameography, I guess.
That's definitely. I'll add that to my list eventually. I have a lot of shit on my list right now, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I'll probably do the
think
gun first.
I don't have a long list. I think I have a relatively short list of stuff like that in Unity.
I've been trying to upkeep. I have it in my moving sphere script. I have a known issues thing, and then I have wanted features, which is just like a check off list.
It's smart to put that like in the script. I never thought to do that, but that's a good idea. I was gonna say something, but I forget now. What were we talking about just a second ago?
Cutting up
Right
meshes.
before. Yeah.
Well, there's the iteration of the sword thing that you were saying.
Right.
But then there's also the like shatter, which is like a different approach, is what I was thinking.
Yeah. I guess if we could come up with a way to do both of those.
Yeah, if you just knock both of those out, two birds with one stone, that's like the best answer for sure.
I remember what I was gonna say though, just really quick, because I figure we're probably done since we're at the end of this section.
Well, we're not quite done.
Oh, we're
with
not.
3.
I just scrolled.
We still have 3.3, but there's not a ton left.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but it's a lot of it is taken up by like screenshots and shit. So if we could get to gravity boxes, I think we could probably.
For some reason, I scrolled all the way to the bottom and thought we were there.
Oh, okay.
But either way, I wanted to really quick just make it, or force you to get the scriptable render pipeline.
Okay, should I do that right now?
Yeah, just because
we're not using URP?
It's the same thing. URP is a scriptable render pipeline.
Oh, okay.
So there's how to
do
render
that.
pipelines, and then Unity made its own one that we will mess with for a while. So you go to Package Manager, which is under Window, and then Unity Registry. Get where is it? Universal RP and shader graph.
Why isn't it? Oh, right there. Okay. And then shader graph. I don't think it's gonna let me do shader graph. I might already have that. It's like grayed out. Or is it because I'm installing URP right now?
It might just be because it's installing URP.
Yeah, let me see. Once this wraps up.
Yeah, it's a significant change to like the way things work.
Does it look? Maybe that's why you have darkness on your level.
Oh yeah, that is probably.
So now my room's gonna be all dark.
Maybe.
That'll be fun to set up some lighting though.
Yeah, so like the problem with how I had it set up before with the look through thing, what's it called? The dither effect.
Oh yeah.
That was like only possible for scriptable render pipelines. So I felt weird going further with it if like I wouldn't be able to put it on your project at all.
That's a good point. That's very smart. I definitely am always on the lookout for shit like that I can future-proof myself, because it sucks when you find out down the road, like, yeah. I have to redo everything because this one little effect.
Honestly, like, imagine if we didn't know about ProBuilder and we were trying to do everything in Blender and then import it over and it's rotated 90 degrees for no reason.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've gone back and redone all my animations because of some little... I mean, look, I can tell you. Look at them. Like, look, I keep doing it over and over. And I keep them as separate FBX files so I can go back if I like fuck up an old version. But it's such a pain in the ass. Oh wait, I already have shader graph, I guess, because now it says remove.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Maybe did it automatically install it with URP? You think?
Possibly, because I think
it said install before. It didn't say remove.
It probably did then, yeah. The other problem that
The one like thing you'll run into after installing that though is you have to go to project settings, I believe.
Oh, like right now, project settings.
I need to find it actually because I don't totally know where it is. But somewhere you have to just state that your render pipeline is the URP. Maybe it'll do it by default.
Yeah, because shaders I'm definitely like less what's the word? I guess drawn to than everything else. Like finding mechanics are like way more interesting to me. But I'm sure I'll go through a shader phase, and if I don't, I'll have to, you know.
Well, shader. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Shader graph will make it way easier. Because shader graph, shader graph is it's the same as the Blender shader system.
It's like nodes.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's node based, which is awesome. The nodes are different, but they're very useful.
I got a little bit into it when I was doing the Work Your Body video.
Oh yeah.
I did some weird materials and shit like that.
Well, you know how they like Blender has built-in textures?
Yeah.
They're like not real textures. They're just like
It's like
procedural.
Voronoi and shit like that.
Yeah, they're like procedurally generated. They have in Blender they don't have a dither, but in Unity they have dither texture.
Oh, okay.
So it's like incredibly easy. I was fully ready to have to write out like dither logic, where like the pixel above you is black if you were white, and the pixel to the right and left, and everything, you know.
Yeah.
Constantly updating it.
Okay, did you find out if I'm supposed to enable it somewhere?
Oh, I honestly I don't know where it is. Oh, graphics. Project setting, graphics, and then just choose URP. Why is that not there? Wait.
I might have to relaunch it.
Well, mine isn't there either. I guess because I had it set up on my other one, but I haven't done it on this one yet.
I'll reset, see if it shows up.
Yeah, and if not, I'll work on it tonight. That was kind of the thing I wanted to try. And I want to try and figure out how to switch color spaces from RGB to like HSV. I feel like you could do that.
Yeah, it's still not there.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll figure it out. I mean.
Oh wait, we did this. We did this in like jobs, I think.
Oh, did we?
He went through this. I remember him setting it up in one of the like very early ones. I think it might have been in basics.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he did it in building a graph.
Well, I had a problem where it turned everything pink as soon as I installed shader graph, so the fact that it's not doing that means we don't need to fix anything yet.
Maybe it wasn't shader graph, maybe it was the clock one. I remember it being really early on he did this though.
Mm-hmm. And he has a whole series on scriptable render pipelines.
Oh, here we go. Okay, he's gonna walk through how to do it. Do you want to just do that real quick?
Sure.
We first have to create an asset for it via assets.
Oh, yeah.
Create rendering.
Right. I forgot about that. It's like a new section under it like doesn't show up until you install it. But I don't know where it is
Next,
now.
go to graphics and then choose it. Okay. So it'll be right there. Yep, everything's pink. We did it. We've made it. Everything's fucked up now. Oh my god.
I think.
Why
I
is
think
it
I
like
forgot
this?
to do this.
How do we fix this? Does he go over that? Oh yeah, he does. Oh, because all the materials are made for the different pipeline.
Yeah.
We have to remake all of our materials in URP now.
Yeah, but
That
we
is
don't.
a off-stream endeavor.
Yeah, we don't have to right now. And also, most of our materials are just the default one anyway.
Well, my materials are very specific.
How though? Like
because I have to tell it that it's point shading, point, and not. I guess that's the texture, not the material, but still, like I have to tell it that it's point, not bilinear or whatever. I have to tell it that it's 1024. I have to set it to a specific compression.
That shouldn't make a difference. Like that stuff is the work on the texture file.
And it has to be emissive.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be much easier to make like combinations of different things. Like combinations of different materials now.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll remake all these materials in URP off stream. I don't know, but maybe tonight. We'll see if I feel like
yeah, I mean,
continuing.
don't put it at don't make it a high priority because it's purely so that we can get.
Well, it's just something to knock it out now, and that way when we make more materials later, we're doing it the right way.
That's true. Yeah, I think next time we're prompted to make a new material, we should probably have it done by then.
But yeah, I was thinking if we end up going the route where we have to actually make the broken versions of shit, we could just do a broken shit prop jam, like revisit all our old props and just make broken versions of them.
Yeah.
That could be kind of a fun jam. And we could also do I want to do my gun pretty soon for Julia, so a gun jam could definitely be we could do a little bit of a return to form modeling jams.
Yeah, I could go for a modeling jam.
So maybe we do like a broken jam and then a gun jam or something like that.
I think we should wait on the broken stuff a little bit.
So yeah, gun jam.
Because I think the broken stuff could play into the cutting.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one step above the cutting thing. So I can get the cutting thing to work.
Then you just make the cuts on like a noise, like a random.
Yeah.
That's true. I was thinking of these jams being further down the road, but we're actually pretty close to finishing this, huh?
Seems like it.
Well, actually, no, because there's still a pretty good amount. There's still moving the ground, climbing, swimming, reactive environment, and rolling. So hopefully by the time we finish all that, we would have looked into it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good way to put it. It's like making the slices a noise instead of straight. Because then it could be procedural, like different chunks every time, too.
Yeah, that's kind of my hope. And because if we could combine it in such a way where anything could be destroyed or anything could be sliced up, like, I feel like that's a
we'd have to take into account that certain things would break in different ways, though. Like a wooden box is going to break differently than like the computer.
Usually, like when they, like in a lot of games, they'll just do a particle effect difference, and then they'll do a particle effect and destroy it, and then spawn the pieces that it's broken pieces.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's
that was
like the
my initial
Boneworks.
thought.
Like when you break something in Boneworks, that's how it works.
It just despawns and then spawns broken version.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, we could just call it here, honestly.
Yeah, I think we're
at inverted spheres. That seems like a bonus. And then we got gravity box, inner distances, fall off, outside the box. Jeez, this looks crazy. Detecting the sides. and then we're on to moving the ground. So we might be able to finish tomorrow. That might be a bit promising a lot, though. Maybe 2 more jams, 2 more days, and we'll finish Gravity, and then we can move on to moving the ground. I haven't looked at this one at all, and I'm kind of glad that I haven't. I kind of want to just let it surprise me. Because, like, in my head, that's, like, the easiest fucking thing. But the fact that he put it after all this shit, like, makes me really excited to see, like, what makes it so complex, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think we'll call
it's
it.
a way to do it, like, what's the word? Like, in an, like, optimized way. I haven't looked at it either.
Because in my head, you would just do fucking animate, right? Like, you would just animate it to move. But, like, clearly that's not what he does. Otherwise, it would be, like, a 2-page tutorial.
Maybe it is. He hasn't done anything with animations yet.
I feel like he's going to go so hard with it. I feel like it's going to be, like, all mathematical functions controlling it.
Probably.
Okay, well, I'm going to get... well, first I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to get these materials lined up. And then I might be done. I've been in Unreal, like, all day. But
yeah,
we'll see, maybe. But yeah, if you want to keep working on that mesh thing, I'd honestly be down to hop back in if you want to keep working on the mesh thing, but just end the stream.
Yeah, I need to re-look at some tutorials. I'm gonna make a list right now.
Okay. But yeah, maybe we take a break, and then if you're feeling up to it, we could reconvene, because then that would motivate me to keep working on it. Because I feel like I could keep going, but either way, I definitely need to take a break. Yeah, but I don't feel like drained, really. Like, I feel like I could keep doing it. I just feel really hungry. That's the main thing. So yeah, I mean, we'll end the stream here, just so that we don't have any, like, burden or expectation of still doing something. It's a maybe if we keep going. But yeah, join us tomorrow when we make more progress on this globe Earth in my purple world. I want to make a custom skybox. Goodbye.